Thank you so much for finding time to join us today. This is Good Morning Africa show, where we bring you up to date with what is happening in the continent, and particularly what is happening here in Kenya. And we know a lot have been happening. The political tensions have been going all the way up, and so much has been happening. So we shall go through the newspapers today and see what is really making headlines here in Kenya this morning. My name is Miriam Ogutum, and a warm welcome to you. And I'm joined on the other side from Malindi by Karen Josephs. Karen, a very good morning to you.
Good morning, Miriam. Good morning, Sean, and the rest in advance.
All right, very well. And also Daniel Wesonga is joining us. Daniel, good morning.
Yes, a very good morning, Miriam Ogutu at our headquarters in Nairobi, and Karen Joseph in Malindi. Very good morning.
All right, and I think Professor and Dr. shall join us as we continue with the show. Before we get to look at the headlines, let me just bring us up to date with the figures where we stand this morning in line with COVID-19. And the confirmed cases in Kenya this morning stands at 38,529 cases. The death toll is 711. Recoveries is 24,908. Confirmed cases in Uganda. Uganda is worrying now. Yesterday it was at, I think, 7,000 and something. Today, the cases have gone up to 8,129. The death toll in Uganda also have gone up to 75, and recoveries is 4,260. And let me see which other country. Egypt, not South Africa, being the leading country also in the continent. The figures today stands at 674,339 cases. The death toll in South Africa is 16,734. Recovery is 608,112. And Egypt, I think the second also country in the continent in terms of confirmed cases, standing at 103,198 cases. The death toll in Egypt is 5,913, and recovery so far is 96,494. So Egypt is not doing too bad. And I think if you were to add the number of deaths and recoveries there, perhaps they don't have so many sick patients there in Egypt, but it is the second country in Africa in terms of confirmed cases. And so the total cases in Africa this morning is at 1,473,687 cases. The death toll is 35,676. Recovery so far is at 1,218,821, and the global figures stands at 34,159,232, and the death is 1,018,792. The global recovery stands at 25,552, and of course those figures they keep changing by the hour. So should we look at this an hour later, we shall be looking at totally something different. So let's just get into it. Even as we look at the COVID-19, Sean, yesterday there was a news item that was quite disturbing. President Uhuru Kenyatta opened up the bars and restaurants yesterday, and the other day, and we saw they were packed to capacity. No social distancing was being observed. A particular bar, that was, or I don't know if it's a club or what, that was featured in one of the news items yesterday. And so that was, even the Ministry of Health expressed its worry. They were hoping perhaps Kenyans will be more careful, even as they go out there to enjoy themselves. They will exercise restraint or even responsibility. Did you watch that news item, and are you worried?
Yes, Miriam, unfortunately, that is whatever is happening. I was able to watch the news item, and also just walking around yesterday at around even 5 p.m. When you look, you walk around Thika Road and its environs, you will find that people were really, you will think it was on a Friday, and people were really clapping, and there was little regard when it comes to the measures that have been put there by the Ministry of Health and the World Health Organization when it comes to COVID-19. And it's a very, very an unfortunate spectacle, Miriam, to say the least, because these are the kind of people who are earlier on at the beginning of the year were really pressing the president to open up the economy and all that. And when the economy is opened, you see what is happening. So actually, I think the president had a reason why he kept us for quite some time before he could give a go-ahead for the opening of the clubs. But let's see how the numbers go. If it comes a situation where numbers will increase due to that, then I think other Kenyans of goodwill should petition the government to bring those measures back so that these places of entertainment can be closed once again. Because I believe the lives of a majority of Kenyans who do not go to these social places really matters than those few ones who want to enjoy and put the risk of the entire nation in jeopardy. So that is my thought, Miriam.
All right, very well, Karen. We saw that, and of course, President Uhuru Kenyatta, while he was sort of relaxing some of these measures, said, should there be a need for us to go back to the tougher measures, so no doubt he will be able to do that. But also we came, the appropriators of this, these places came out and really expressed their concern, because we know this industry, the entertainment industry, especially the alcohol industry there, they really contribute a lot to our economy. And there are a lot of businesses that are affected with the closures and all that. So when should the government, from what we saw in the news and what is happening right now, and the carelessness that is being exhibited in these areas by Kenyans, should the government hold the proprietor? Because I'm sure there are other establishments that perhaps are able to observe the measures that have been put in place in line with the curbing the spread of COVID-19. But for these other establishments who do not care, should the government, the authorities, hold the owners they are responsible, or the Kenyans who are going there? Because I think the owners of these places also have a responsibility to see that anybody who comes there is able to adhere with the measures that have been put in place. But if they're failing to do that, because we cannot punish everybody. I'm sure there are others who are really careful and are observing these measures, but there are others who have decided we are just here for business and we don't really care. So should everybody else be punished because of a few establishments that have refused to monitor or to observe or to ensure that anybody who walks in these places are able to observe these measures? Should they be held responsible, or should we punish everybody else and close down the bars again?
Thank you very much, Miriam. Punishing everybody else, that could be also the best way of handling it, because everybody plays his or her part. If I'm the owner of that place, I'm also responsible. When the authorities walk in, they find that tables kind of congested and they aren't far apart from each other. So that will be my part, and the part of me as a client as well. I am supposed to be responsible, and if I am seated next to somebody whom I'm supposed to keep this distance with, then I'm also responsible. So each of us plays a part when it comes to ensure that we are protecting each other. We ensure that this virus does not spread out. So everybody is responsible. It doesn't matter whether I own an establishment or I'm a client. So the authorities should go for all of them, because it's an individual responsibility. So and if we are to go for if we are to be biased and go for the client and leave out the owner of the establishment, then we'll not be helping matters here. So everybody should be awake. And the owners of these establishments, they should know that how people behave at your place determines how you're going to even to sell the next time they are there. And the clients should know that how you behave and your attitude right now determines whether you're going to come back. If you misbehave, obviously you could get infected, and you're not assured of you getting back there. So everybody should be responsible, and the authorities should go for everybody.
Mm-hmm. Daniel.
Yes, and
yes. Should we punish everybody, or just hold these few establishments liable, and perhaps maybe suspend their licenses for 3 months or so, just as a punishment? Because everybody cannot suffer. And I'm sure there are others who are really observing these measures, but we've seen some who really don't really care. So should we punish everybody, or just hold a few responsible?
Yes, Miriam, I think to some extent it should be everybody. We should make those the association of bar owners and clubs to feel responsible for the actions of their members. In just the same way we did with matatu, putting them under the circle so that whenever we have a matatu that belongs to a particular circle flouting traffic rules, the entire circle's license is revoked, and therefore matatus from that particular circle cannot be allowed on the roads. That is the same way, because these people, even when President decided to open up the economy, it's because this is a group of business people who pursue their interest and their livelihood under a particular industry. And therefore, if we make it individual responsibility, at times there's some kind of laxity even for other for other partners not to call out on their other business partners who are flouting these rules. But we have to make it clear that if one individual from that fraternity messes up rather, then the consequences will be so much diverse that will affect the other people, so that we bring in the aspect of being a brother's keeper. So perhaps I think at some level it should be individual, but majorly we should make it more of the entire fraternity, so that we make sure that even the people who are going to those clubs become responsible for their own safety, so that it becomes easier to implement these measures. But otherwise, it's quite unfortunate. And for the people who have been really crying for the president to open up the clubs because of the hardship that has come with this pandemic, only to be allowed to open and resume their business, and whatever scenes we see is what we witnessed yesterday in the news, then it's quite unfortunate, Miriam.
All right, very well. So I'm sure the people responsible for that will be looking out to see what is really happening in this establishment. And I think that it will be unfair to hold everybody, to have everybody pay for the sins of a few. So maybe some of these establishments that refuse to adhere to these measures, maybe their licenses could be revoked for a few months, so that those who are able to observe and be disciplined can be allowed to do that. All right, very well. Now we move to the front pages of the Star newspaper. And it says, revealed why KEMSA bosses are in trouble, awarded multi-million shillings, attenders to questionable companies. So that story is on page 4 and 5 of the Star newspaper. And I'm sure Kenya 83 billion Kenya shillings procurement. The items were procured at a higher price as compared to the current market pricing, implying that KEMSA may realize a loss of 2.3 billion Kenya shillings with the products and be sold at the current market price. Okay, so I don't know, this story really, you see how much money there, 2.3 billion Kenya shillings that KEMSA is set to lose should they go ahead and sell this product at a price lower than what they bought with at that time. And of course, at that time, some of these products were in really high demand, and there were a very shortage in supply, so they could perhaps defend themselves like that. So the prices were up, but also, according to the Auditor General, there was a calculated, systematic, designed to really siphon public money, and in this case about 2.3 billion Kenya shillings. And to make matters worse, some of this money, they took it from the universal health care. So I'm sure President Uhuru Kenyatta is not a very happy man, because this is one of his big four agenda, and you want to take money from that, the money that covers free maternity, that covers some free healthcare for children under the age of 5 and all that, and you want to go siphon it so that a few individuals could benefit. I mean, 2.3 billion, that's a lot of money in the Kenyan economy, Daniel.
Miriam, of course, it's unfortunate that the money was lost. And we have been discussing that topic here for the longest time. And I believe the buck stops at the MD, Jonah Manjari of KEMSA, who flouted all the procurement rules to go ahead and award these tenders to the so-said companies. And we really have to ask ourselves as Kenyans, who was behind those particular companies that were awarded the tenders to supply those materials to KEMSA. And also, what interest did the MD have to be able to go against the set procurement rules? And also, the CS Health, Mutahi Kagwe, was very categorical that he raised flags against the MD proceeding and approving the supply of the so-said materials, but he ignored the calls. And therefore, that tells you that in the Ministry of Health, we have a long-standing cartel, a cartel that is so much determined to steal from the Kenyans' public coffers, and which is very adamant even to the forms that President Uhuru has been trying to set up to clear out corruption. So therefore, I believe that the investigative agencies, as the Auditor General has said, will go deeper into this matter and be able to unravel the ministry behind the loss of the 2.3 billion shillings that was lost in the KEMSA scandal. But meanwhile, we just have to wait and get the facts clear before we can be able to make any substantial comments about it. That is my take.
All right, very well. Thank you so much, Karen. We see, and this story we've been following, and it appears the responsibility still lies with the management of KEMSA there. And I remember they really tried to drag, the CS for Health in this. And I've seen the politics around KEMSA, the scandal has really gone down because they really tried to tie the CS Mutahi Kagwe in this mess. But his name has not featured in any of this. Karen.
Okay, to answer your question on CS Kagwe, I am not surprised that his name has not featured because he's just not part of it. He is the same one who came out and was proving to everybody that he's against this, what's happening in the ministry with the cartels. So he has shown it, from the word go. He has proved to others he just doesn't entertain corruption, or he doesn't encourage corruption in that ministry. So the fact that his name is not there, it's a proof. It's like it has finally proved to those who are trying to tie him down that he's just not part of it. And I'm not surprised because he's been on the forefront when it comes to fighting corruption. Now on the issue of you said, Miriam, that they could give an excuse when it comes to KEMSA that the demand was high and that's why the prices went high. I agree that at times, the demand of products go high. The demand goes high. But then there's what we call a reasonable price. A mask cannot cost 50,000. Or I'm just saying, I'm not saying they said it cost 50,000, but I'm saying it's just not reasonable. And if you look at the prices of these things that were ordered, the prices are just not reasonable. As much as the demand was high and prices go high, so that's not correct. They need to go deeper and explain why those prices were so high, because that is not encouraged, so convincing at all. Now, talking of the universal healthcare, some of the money was taken from. Mm-hmm. That's why they need to be, a follow-up is needed, because we need to recover this money. Now, they are pulling back what we've been trying to build for some time. So let the agencies work on it. Let us let the people responsible be prosecuted. Let us recover the money, because we need to build more hospitals, we need to employ more doctors, and take the big four agenda somewhere. So that is it, Miriam.
All right, thank you so much. And Doctor has joined us. Doctor, very good morning. All right, he's setting up there. Doctor, when you're able to join us, you let us know. Thank you very much. Yes.
Miriam?
Yes.
I'm here.
Okay, good morning.
What is it that you are asking?
They even took money from the universal healthcare to get some of these, commodities for KEMSA there. They went against the normal procedures that are provided there by the law on how to procure these things.
Miriam, I told you. I said it here and I will say it again. To fight corruption, you don't blame the next neighbor. Blame yourself. To be a managing director, a CEO of a company, you don't take orders from anywhere. Take orders from yourself and integrity and the rules of engagement. What were the rules of engagement? The rules of engagement here are very clear. The rules of engagement is that before you ask for any extra money, you have to write to your ministry, be approved. You cannot cross yourself, walk into the central bank, break into it, beat all the people, collect the money, and go and sit and buy what you want. 2, I've told you Kenyans, and I want you to tell you whether you hate me, you insult me. Go on, go on. You go on, but I will succeed to protect Kenya. I'm talking with authority now because the international community listened to me. Have you heard the good news from ICC? Have you read it, Sean? Have you told them?
What has happened?
The process nullified.
Which process?
Of the chief prosecutor, nullified.
Oh.
Yes. So you can belittle me up to where you want, but you will not reach my grade. That is it. Whether Ruto or who, it's your problem. I'm saving the whole situation. And for me, who loves Kenya, don't ask me questions why I am not a Kenyan. But if I had asked my mother where to produce me, I would have told her, drop me on Ruakaka side in Malekisi or Chebukube or Chemtais, because I would be very good here. Don't ask me. I want to ask my mom, who produced me in Uganda. But when it comes to defending Africa and East Africa and countries in Africa, you don't beat Matsanga. I expressed my disappointment and I put it in public opinion. Give me a credit. I told you the man who should be arrested by now on this Kemsa scandal, Good Morning Africa, is that stupid general manager. Then he tells us these stupid companies. Look, I am not interested in the stupid companies. Stupid companies that registered themselves come second. But the person who should go on a firing squad, if it was China, 200 copper bullets would go to the managing director, Dr. Something. What is it? He knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing, Miriam. And he did it with full scale of those conduits who have been trading in medicine, supply of medicine. It will not be long before you know that I told you that look for the owner of the warehouse. Who owns the warehouse? Who? Who owns the warehouse? The corruption started from there. The person who has a lease for the warehouse went on influencing the Kamusa of yesterday and today, and maybe it will influence tomorrow. If you find the owner of Kamusa warehouse and slaughter him with the highest sword, you would have killed corruption in Kenya. I'm not afraid anymore because I'm preserving a nation. am not afraid to say what I am going to say. You cannot slay corruption without finding the root cause. The man who has been influencing the Kemusa deals for a long time, we are just realizing today. We realize because there's this disease called COVID-19, which is real. And the disease has come. And it is here. It has not gone for even the thieves, but it's going for innocent people. I don't wish anybody to die, but I wish it finished some of these thieves. God forbid. Yes, yes, yes. It's too much. They steal from you. You glorify them. Kenyans, you are glorifying theft. You are glorifying thieves. You are glorifying poverty. What type of people are these? How do you glorify a thief and say we are all right with it? You allow one general manager, managing director of a company to steal the money of a company, to tell his friends to come and bid and do a haste of 2.3 billion shillings. They have bought houses, they have bought cars, they drive in good cars. You find them in the big hotels, they don't want us even to park. You who has kept your money to buy a smaller car, you can't park. The mafia have taken over our hotels. The mafia have taken over our roads. The mafia have taken over our women. They love all the beautiful women on corrupt money. They love all the senators, beautiful senators on corrupt money. Tell me what you are talking about. Tell me. I'm on fire now. Somebody stop me and I will see. The money that was meant to help people has become money used by people to enlarge their farms, to enlarge their buildings, to enlarge their bank accounts, to even dig more banks. They have got safes in their houses where money does not end. There are people in Kenya who are walking without food. There are people in Kenya who are not eating, Jamen. People have 7 children and he has 100 shillings in the pocket. Tell me. I told you, when you find the owner of the warehouse, you will find the Indian who supplied the goods. Now, hasn't it come true? Is it too far from what the Auditor General has said? I'm not saying it for myself. I'm an African. I can go away. I don't care. I have a place where to live. But to leave a country finished, another good African country gone. Where's the help? My own country is gone. It has been mastered, eaten by the same cartels who have extended their hand quietly here in Kenya. An election produces death. A primary produces people beaten. Even when you look at if you look at the videos coming from from a place someone has been beaten and left to die. Then he resurrects to tell the story who was beating him. Fellow Africans, God bless me and bless you. But time is going to come. Mr. Dr. Majara, by now, there is no, what investigations do you want? The president has already received the report of investigation. The DPP, the other time, I saw my younger man trying to falter. He's a younger man. DPP cannot speak when I'm speaking. I swear in the name of God. When we are together in any meeting, he will tell you, let Matsanga speak first. Because I'm a father. I saw him being taken to Cardiff in Victoria Station. I respect him. He respects me. He has got the files. Let him release these names. And we chase these guys. We shall chase them through media. This media here, everywhere. And one of the things that the government should think about to tame corruption is to tag those that you introduce a tag, which makes noise. That when you are sleeping in your bedroom with your wife, it makes noise. I am a thief, I'm a corrupt man, corrupt. Those tags are in the United States. I'm going to suggest to the security agencies, instead of taking people to committee, you do a tag permanent here in the leg. You even, my friend, I am a bad boy. Digital. You digital the name, the crime committed, you tag him in the ankle. Watch out, every time he tries to talk something about corruption, it makes noise.
That's what we do in Kenya because of recent. Yes.
You can't release Waluke to go and kill people in those who went to stand against Waluke. Believe me or not, by the case Waluke's case is finished, they will be dead.
Yes.
Remember, Waluke is a very bad soldier in a very bad company of someone. That's the Axis making chaos, going to cause chaos, which is plan B of a certain group in Kenya. Angalia hapa. Meangalia hapa. Hapa. Don't think we don't know.
Yes.
I've been in this region. I'm one of the finest rebels that you can ever find.
Yes.
Who was there and signed an agreement and said bye-bye. So when you talk about the fighting, you think I can't know. You think, who are those boys? Those are Matsanga's boys. They are there. They're there. Don't play. So don't release Waluke without putting a tag that he is on bail. So when he climbs the plane to go to Dubai, the tagger will cry, he's on bail. He's leaving the territory. He's on bail. It can happen. Tell me, Miriam, in the courts that you talk about every day, how many people are today who honor bail conditions? How many? Itumbi was told never to write anything on social media.
Yes.
He's busy insulting President Uhuru Kenyatta, who has arrested him for violating bail. He was told not to use bail, not to use social media to attack anywhere. Is he keeping the bail conditions? No. So Citizens of Kenya, if I were Kenyan, I would move to court to have him arrested and put in down there, pending his case is finished, which could be 2 years. Because you have violated bail conditions. You are arresting thieves and delivering them back to us. So KEMSA has come the way I predicted to you. It's an inside job, media. Well done by KEMSA, Dr. Majara. We've well organized. I don't know why Susan Kihika is talking too much with her mouth. Too much everywhere. She's a very beautiful younger daughter of mine. Where did she get spoiled? A very powerful speaker of Nakuru County Council. Very powerful. Under Governor Nufia. What happened to this lady? When she comes to the television, she charms me. On a serious note, but what she talks out of the mouth just makes me go away very fast.
Dr. Mats, they say it's a very difficult task to defend impunity, and of course, whichever side Susan Kihika subscribed to has been the axis of impunity and evil in this country, and therefore she defend the impunity that thrives in wherever camp that he comes from. So we understand her cause.
All right. So as we conclude on this KEMSA matter, according to the report, Yes.
I have concluded, Miriam.
Yes, Doctor. Now, according to the report, Rain started beating KEMSA when Manjari commenced procurement of the items without an approved budget, contrary to Section 58, subsection 8 of the PPADA 2015 that requires accounting officers of public entity to ensure if sufficient funds are in place before commencing the procurement process. Also, the CEO disregarded an advisory by Health PS Susan Muchache not to go ahead and went ahead and spent 4.6 billion Kenya shillings meant for universal healthcare to procure COVID-19 items. And I'm sure President Uhuru Kenyatta is not a very happy man because, you know, universal healthcare is something very important to him. So if you're going to take the money from there and go ahead and just steal it, mismanage it, then, that is not very good. Professor, good morning.
Good morning, Miriam.
Yes. Paul.
And there is also Karanja from Nanyuki.
All right.
He don't lie. Don't forget him.
Okay.
Karanja, good morning. Good morning again. We want to hear you. Good morning.
Good morning, and good morning to Miriam and
Speak louder.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning now. Are you hearing him, all of you people?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, but speak louder. Use your phone to speak, not earphones.
Okay, yeah.
China syndrome has affected them.
All right, very well. So the
We
next
shall get you the powerful ones like this one,
like
that are never, which are about 400 pounds. This one's here. Okay. You can't, they even pick any sound, whatever medium is doing there, even if a cup collapses, it has picked. So don't worry, one of these days we shall modify our delivery services.
Doctor.
This is 400 pounds.
A cup collapses.
Yes.
Okay. Beside that main headline there.
For listening.
Yes.
And we listen to even very serious telephone calls. So this one translates quickly. Okay. And can pick Miriam and say Miriam is not in her house. She is in central
Police station.
CBD. Ask him.
Okay.
This guy down here with a court.
So
he knows.
that is
this
for commandos.
Very serious.
Okay.
It's
All
a
right.
small thing that I can pick where you are. But don't worry, Karanja, bring us up to date.
Mm-hmm.
Karanja.
Oh,
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, bring us up to date, Bwana.
maybe he's waiting. Yeah.
Speak to us. Your microphones are still disturbing you. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Now talk to us.
Maybe he's waiting.
Yeah, this morning in Kajuki, judge and the court agreed to whatever was happening in Kenya. There is this corruption must be dealt with once and for all. And our courts that we have said, they are the people who are leading the war against corruption backwards in a downward direction because it is the right of Walute. The government is inspired. People who have got pending cases in the court, then the war on against corruption will not be won like that. Therefore, the president and the judiciary, everybody, and the Kenyans are good. We must unite together and fight these menace that is affecting our nation. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you very much, Karanja.
Mm-hmm. So,
And
yes.
And the rest of you. Back to you, Miriam. And I don't know what time is. This, you have already dealt with the newspapers.
Yes, but there's something there on the Star newspaper on the side there that perhaps we need to talk about even as we go to our main topic, which is redemption strategy, or we perish there. And DP Ruto yesterday, he's quoted here on the sidebar there on the Star newspaper saying, "I have never absconded state duty," says DP Ruto. Deputy President William Ruto has rubbished accusations by some of his critics of failing to carry out his duties as the principal assistant to President Uhuru Kenyatta. Speaking at his current residence yesterday during a women's empowerment forum, Ruto said at no point has he failed to serve as the country's number 2. So I saw him yesterday in the news and he said, everything that has been given to do, every duty that has been assigned to me by the president, I have done it with distinction. Professor.
Thank you, Miriam, for that question. The deputy president is not speaking the truth. We saw the other day when there was COVID-19 conference, he was not there. And if we go backwards, what he's trying to do is moving around the country, doing all manner of nonsense, giving youths wheelbarrows and mkokoteni, and the moment he's giving them, they are not wearing masks. Himself is not wearing. They share the same mic, which is not sanitized. Miriam, if you cannot follow the protocols as given by the Minister of Health, and you are the principal assistant to the president, have you not absconded what you are supposed to do? The president has told you, my guys, we have got 2 years more, which we have to deliver our legacy. He is very busy talking about 22 general elections. As you are talking to the 2022 general election, Miriam, are you working? We have been seeing him just loitering all over the country. He's in the Bungoma, he's in Kajiado, he's in Mombasa, he's everywhere and anywhere, just loitering. So he's not speaking the truth. He can only speak that one to those who have got selective memory, who can choose what to remember, not to remember. He absconded due to long time ago, and we have said ever and again, this constitution is, the 2010 constitution is giving us a nightmare that someone cannot report to duty, and we continue giving him salary, giving him security, giving residence for him to stay. So Miriam, time has come as we reflect to audit our constitution. We rather refer to the old constitution whereby the president can sack the deputy president if he's not working.
And
honestly, he's not speaking the truth, as I've said. He has absconded duty.
And as a point of
And
correction,
as much as Dr. Matsanga says, and the Wesonga and the Karen, we need to come together and see what we need to do. Because we cannot pay taxpayers money to someone who's not working. We must go to court for the court to interpret when, even if you cannot be sacked, what happens when you deliberately refuse to do work? Miriam, he has absconded duty.
Right, and yes, that residence is said now it is an official hustler's mansion. So, oh yes, that's how it is called now. So Daniel, the DP, they are saying, I mean, who made you my supervisor? I've been performing my job to the best of my ability, and I've done that with quite some distinction there. So you have no right to tell me that I've not been serving the people of Kenya.
Miriam, I think the deputy president is losing the point here, and he's being very insincere. And what we know is that they had a problem with President Uhuru Kenyatta because the deputy president began the campaign for his presidency bid immediately after the 2017 election. And here was the president calling for him and his allies to cease from early campaigns and concentrate on the Big Four agenda and service delivery. But all these pleas fell on a deaf ear. And Kenyans have been seeing him moving around the country, addressing rallies, participating in all kinds of political theatrics. And therefore, it doesn't mean that we cannot be able to come on board and call him out when he's doing this. And perhaps he should be reminded that we are the taxpayers, we are the people who pay him a salary. And therefore, if we see him not delivering on the mandate that have been given by under the constitution, then we have every right to demand that either he performs his duties or by goodwill he resigns from that position. So he has no right to tell us that we are not his supervisors. Any Kenyan can move to court and demand that the deputy president does whatever he's mandated to do, or otherwise cease being in that office. So that is my stand on that, Miriam.
Karen, I don't know what you make of this. DP said, no work has been given to me, I have failed to execute. So maybe because he's been having too much time in his hands, perhaps President Uhuru Kenyatta needs to give him more work, because he's saying whatever has been given, he has performed it with distinction.
I find that not to be true, because I even gave you the chronicles on the events he missed yesterday. So I find it so untrue. And on the issue of who made you my supervisors, I don't know. I find it also somehow disrespectful. I find that statement very disrespectful because.
Go ahead.
Our taxes are a right. When way, we have a right to speak our minds. So I find that statement very disrespectful. And on the other end, the issue of him doing his work very well, I also don't find it true, because, like I said, we have seen him miss on a couple of events. So he should just be honest, and that is what we need right now. Leaders who are honest, leaders of integrity.
All right, Doctor, and then you can bring us Karanja on the other side. Doctor, are you there? All right, as we wait for Doctor, because he has to be there for us to be able to connect with Karanja there. And so something else that Kihika, Senator for Nakuru, said, let us go back to the polls so that we can have more women in leadership. More women in power means a faster transformation of our country. But we've been going to the polls every other 5 years, and Kenyans have decided we are not ready to have these many women in parliament. So should the parliament be dissolved today? As they're saying, of course, that move was thwarted there. That advice by CJ was thwarted by the courts there. I mean, are we going to have more women? Should the parliament be dissolved today, Professor? Kihika is saying, now let us dissolve the parliament so that we can go to an election, so that Kenyans can elect.
I am back. It was my turn.
Yes. Okay. Yes. So
Miriam.
yes.
No, I was receiving messages of congratulations
Okay. Congratulations.
from
to you.
so many people in Kenya. So many on my this phone here. I'm receiving. They are saying thank you. You fought a battle. Especially the second approach where I went for the court. I want to block the court. That in case they run this way, I blocked them. I want my Ugandan lady, younger girl, to take this thing. Yes. So don't worry. I want her to take it. These are the people we paid school fees for. So when she's there now, we shall be on top of the world and arrest Trump. These are some of the. I'm laying a background, not laying a wheelbarrow. I'm laying a background for future generation.
You're empowering.
Look at what I laid long time ago. Yes.
That's what's empowering
And
me.
look at this. Look here. I warn the people that you might be giving Uhuru a 5-year term, new afresh. Constitutionally, if you have ever gone to the university and studied even about four semesters of constitutional law, you know very well that Maraga paved the way for Uhuru to have another term. Did you know that? Can you see it? Here. What are lawyers arguing? The lawyers are saying it's a gift. Because if you now say Dzoro, the president will say, Jermaine, it was not my problem. It is your problem. So, you can't take me down. If you are gone, we start afresh. I also start afresh.
Yes, true.
That's it. I start afresh. You have made me to organize a parliament.
Yes.
You have made me to organize another election. So what is that election meant to do? It is not meant to block the man, the incumbent. The incumbent is not blocked. You are opening a door for an incumbent to say that me, it is not my mistake to pass a law. It was the mistake of the National Assembly. Therefore, if there is room, I also have to have 5 years more. Aha! I can see Professor is not very happy, very comfortable. I told the people, be careful. Don't run. Law eats both sides. You know, you might think you are throwing out Uhuru. But Uhuru has lawyers will come to say, hello, excuse me. You are cutting a government, therefore we all go to the vote. Let's all go to the vote. You get the point? So that my term is, I have not finished my term. Have you seen the point of what I'm making? I have not finished my term. You are cutting me out of my term. Correct. Therefore, where do you live, Uhuru? Where do you live, Uhuru? The more you go deeper into this Maraga decision, the more you seek to go to Mathare. In fact, you start driving towards Mathare if you are not careful.
Yes.
And somebody will stop you near Muthaiga. That the hospitals are close there, please don't go there. Have you seen how it is? And that is why, after they saw that, they brought wheelbarrow.
She was ready to resign. When the LSK chairman came on social media and said that Alice Wahome is now ready to resign as the MP of Kandara, she came out guns blazing and refuting those claims, which means that these people are pushing for an agenda which themselves they are not ready to undertake.
I saw that tweet by Nelson Harvey there, congratulating her.
Is Stephen there?
Stephen is not there today.
Yeah, because it looks like our computers are being played about by Itumbi. Wesonga, you better check on that.
All right, Doc.
Yeah.
Better.
Do I answer the question?
Yes. All right, Professor, yes, Susan Kihika, they are coming out and saying, you know what, Parliament should be dissolved so that Kenyans can be given an opportunity to elect more women. The same Kenyans that have refused to elect more women. So has Kenyans' heart changed all of a sudden? Does she even understand the implications of dissolution of Parliament, or this is just something they use it to politic without really necessarily looking at it in totality?
Miriam, to be very honest, I want to forgive Susan Kihika because I've been in this country for some time. I saw how his father was doing politics, and the daughter speaks those bad manners. She does not think before she talks. That's the most unfortunate thing. Miriam, well, whatever Justice Maraga did is what Kenyans have said. But Miriam, what we need to do, we want to use wisdom. Look at the situation where the country is at the moment. We are having COVID-19 to fight. Our schools are closed. Our economy is doing very badly. People have lost jobs, Miriam. And you start talking about elections. Even if you are so much agitated and you are so much angry to whatever might have been done to you, you don't react the way Samson did in the Bible. He said, oh God, I'm ready to die, but let me also die with these Philistines. But the beauty of Samson, he had repented and become a good and put his way straight with God. So Miriam, the rights of Susan Kihika, they are so much annoyed with the president, and I don't know what the good President Uhuru Kenyatta did to them. They want to get anything to terminate his legacy and time. But remember, when you do something, you must be very careful where you are standing. You might be bringing some blessings to other person. You hear the interpretation which is coming here again. Uhuru Kenyatta having 2 years to go, they want to give him 5. So Miriam, the Tanga side, we have got a country to protect. We have got a country to revive. We need to take this country forward into another level. And what is needed now, Miriam, is an engagement. It's a conversation. It's a discussion. It's to consult. It's to involve every other person. We have told ourselves we want 2/3 of the 8th agenda. How do we fix it? Miriam, if we talk to one another, I'm telling you, for sure we'll get a solution. And don't even want to accuse the members of Parliament. Miriam, they have tried 6 times. 6 times or 5 times.
5 times. Trying
to come and register. And in fact, even Miriam, all the bills in Parliament were meant that when they just come like that, then they pass like that, then they could have not been. They are subjected to debate. They are subjected to discussion. They are subjected to vote. So if the fact that we have not enacted, efforts have been made towards enacting the 2/3 Gender Rule Act. So what it is, Miriam, we should continue having a conversation. And sometimes, Miriam, the fact that members of Parliament are there in Parliament is just a privilege they have. The better brains are outside here. And we say, Miriam, honestly, to enact that part of the Constitution, we must look at articles of the Constitution. Article 97, what do we do? Do we maintain at 290? Do we reduce the constituency so that, imagine even, Miriam, the wage bill is too high. Imagine, Miriam, what it entails that we nominate people with no work to do simply because we want to have the 2/3 gender. So it means, Miriam, again, we have again to go back maybe to reduce our constituencies. So that the number of the constituencies will reduce. We can nominate the same number if we have to enact that part of the constitution. So the likes of Susan Kika, that kind of hatred and anger, they is to take it aside. And they come with sobers. We can reason together. The Bible says, let us come and we reason together. If we reason together, we can take this good country forward. It is very unfortunate, Miriam, the kind of work, things they are trying to do, making the vulnerable people, to misuse them, to advertise them, just merely to achieve your own ends. Miriam, to empower people. And I always say this, it is education number one, it is education number two.
Okay, we seem to be having a problem there with the reception, Professor. Sorry for that. So that the story there on the front pages of the Standard newspaper, Maraga's Tano Tena gift for Uhuru. Attorney General there says, now the government's chief legal advisor argues that the term of MPs is tied by the law to the president's through the election date. If Chief Justice David Maraga's advice is heeded, he cautions the dissolution of parliament will inevitably alter the length of President Uhuru Kenyatta's tenure. All right, very well. So, Doctor, if you can hear me, perhaps you conclude for us by looking at the redemption strategy, or we perish. Doctor, are you there? Yes.
Yes.
Yes. The redemption
Thank
strategy, or we
very
perish.
much,
Yes.
Miriam. It is just for your Karen, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, Doctor.
Karanja, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, Doctor.
Okay.
Yes.
Just get your notes. Good morning, viewers. Today, Kenya is faced with a dilemma. A dilemma caused by succession politics of 2022. A country beaten by forces of peace, unity, against forces of impunity, bad politics, and tribal politics. The good forces of peace, unity, national reconciliation, led by President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, want to live a united, prosperous, one person, one nation, one country called Kenya. The body forces led by Deputy President William Ruto want to live a divided, broken, damaged, dismembered Kenya without unity of purpose. Kenya today stands at cliffhanger politics. A cliffhanger politics of Machiavellian nature, where at night we praise the devils. During the daytime, we praise the leaders. We go back at night, damage the leadership. That's where Kenya is today. Whichever divide you are, there is only one way out. One way out of this quagmire is to stick to a redemption strategy. Any conflict resolution expert on this panel, like Professor Onyari, will tell you the only way out to save this nation from sinking to the another chaos is to bring out the 9 points of the BBI. All of you know the 9 points of BBI. They touch national ethos, national bad elections. It is a cocktail of disaster that the two leaders saw that the four made them to shake hands and to bring it to the table. That for Kenya to conduct another election in this country without cleaning the national electoral mechanisms, the disaster will be worse than it was before. That for Kenya to go without national healing, reconciliation, accountability, restitution, reparation, truth-telling, forgiveness, we are staring at a disaster if we don't do a reconciliation now and never. It is now and never. Embarking on an early campaign has brought us to where we are. President Uhuru Kenyatta told people to concentrate on nation building. We abandoned the nation building ventures. We have gone on personal crusade ventures. We have gone on the same path where we believe we glorify corruption, glorify poverty, and glorify many things that are not glorifiable. It is sad, therefore, for my people of Kenya. It is also a call to the people of Kenya. Either they choose to go with the redemption strategy or they perish. The choice remains the choice of the people of Kenya. If you want to go with a redemption strategy of Raila Odinga and Uhuru Kenyatta of uniting this nation, that so be it. If you want to go with obsession of 2022 politics, even when there is no referee, and even when there is no competitor, yet the choice is yours. But at the end of the day, the citizens of this country are tired. If you don't see the fatigue that has come amongst the citizens who are being used as wheelbarrow pushers, who are being used as machines that will break in a day and you don't have any spare part to repair it, but it was done for PR, it is up to you. Do you empower people to push a wheelbarrow, or you empower people with knowledge? During this COVID-19, Rwanda, as a country that was besieged by the same disease that we see here, the disease of a creation of a hustler versus a dynasty. It is not different from the disease of a Tutsi versus a Hutu. You are not seeing what I'm seeing. Oh, ye Kenyans, believe me, believe in me. You are not seeing what I'm seeing. You have created a narrative of a hustler versus a dynasty. It is like a Tutsi versus a Hutu versus a Tutsi. Look ye ahead. Look ye ahead in the horizon and see what is coming in 2022. It will be the battle of those that you want to eliminate against those who will be defending themselves. If you don't take my notes here, I will carry my dust. As the Bible said, go away with my dust. Because I see, from my vision, I can see we are on a wrong path. We have crossed, about to cross the red line. We are creating sections. We are fragmenting a state. We are dismembering a state. We are creating hurtling. Our train is hurtling towards one word. And that one word is conflict. That one word, my panel, is conflict. We better stop the train hurtling towards conflict and stop it now. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Well said. And thank you, Professor. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Karen. Well, don't go too far because we shall be back to look at our next topic, where we shall be looking at African Union and see what's happening there under the topic, is Africa. In Africa, can one, not that is for the afternoon show, but diplomatic leaks coming up. Is AU in a crisis of leadership? Who can save it? So we have a lot to look at there, and that is a conversation you do not want to miss. So we shall see you in a few. Bye-bye for now.
Peace must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.